When I began to tell my friends and family how excited I was to go to this year's Cedar Crest College reunion, I ended up hearing the same question over and over again. Didn't you just graduate? They had a valid point. It had only been 2 years since I received my degree, so it wasn't an anniversary year. But in order to really answer that question, I had to ask one back. Did I really graduate? I am a member of the class of 2020. Our senior year was disrupted in the final crucial semester. We had to abandon our dorm rooms, say goodbye to friends and mentors. I had to reconfigure my entire thesis from my bedroom. Our commencement was delayed, then rescheduled, and then, ultimately, canceled. I received my degree, but it was by no means a typical graduation. So yes, I did technically just graduate, but because of all the concessions necessary to do so, it felt like I was cheated out of my final months on campus. My time was cut short. Returning to Cedar Crest College for the weekend was not, for me, about reunion. It was about finding what I felt I was missing, about seeking some vague sense of closure. It was about homecoming. The second I drove back onto campus and walked into the first event, that is exactly how I felt. I'm home. This is the place that made me who I am today, and these are the people that helped me on that journey. I reconnected with friends that had graduated before me, as well as friends that graduated after. I was able to attend meetings for groups that are important to me as an alum for the support they provided to the work I did as a student. I got to see some truly wonderful professors receive some sincerely deserved awards. I danced the evening away in the dining hall and lost out in an extremely competitive game of bingo. I felt truly happy for the first time in many, many months. Something that genuinely shocked me was how easy it was to make new friends. I ate lunch with 2 women from the class of 1957, and we talked for over an hour. The women I met over dinner and danced all night with are now new Facebook connections that I can keep in contact with. Making new friends as an adult is hard enough to begin with. Meeting new people in the first place is something that has become considerably more complicated since the spring of 2020. Yet, being Cedar Crest alumni gave us enough common ground that nothing felt awkward or uncertain. They felt like family already, and our first conversation was no more than catching up. When I assigned myself this videography project on that beautifully sunny Saturday morning, I wasn't quite sure what kind of video I was even planning to make. I just knew that I wanted to capture the heart of campus and its beauty, something I could look back on whenever I started to feel that homesickness, something I could hold up to others with pride and show them when they asked about where I went to school. At first I thought I'd do a voiceover of my favorite memories from within each building that I filmed, but soon enough I realized that there were far too many memories to fit in a succinct little video, probably enough to fill a book. Then, on the walkway in front of Curtis Hall, I found the stone that you'll now recognize as the title of this video. Cedar Crest College, My Step to the World. What nobody really tells you about graduating college is how utterly terrifying it is. You feel like a child again, except this time, you are undeniably an adult. In any given year, life post-grad can be uncharted territory, and especially graduating into the world as it was in the summer of 2020. I went from having employment lined up through August to having no solid idea what even the next week was going to look like. Just like the emails President Meade was having to send out every few days, or every few hours in some cases, I could only check for updates, regroup, and move forward from there. That was when the real test began. Not during finals week, or in the defense of my thesis, but after. My first job post-grad was working in a cemetery as a groundskeeper. After that, I worked in the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru. Then I spent almost 2 years teaching in a preschool. At the same time, I held myriad side jobs: ghost walk tour guide, dog walker, dance teacher, archive manager, and now I've been hired at a museum. My bachelor's degree from Cedar Crest is in theater, but the cumulative skills I gained there are something I found myself not only tapping into, but relying on to help me make sense of my life. So much about me has changed since the first day of my freshman year. If you had asked me my goals back then, I would have said something about Broadway in New York City. Nowadays, my goals are much simpler and more clearly defined. This is not from any sense of failure or loss of ambition, but because I've realized the full scope of what I learned in my time at Cedar Crest. I am capable. I am adaptable. I create my own opportunities. Whatever life throws at me, even a butchered senior year, I know that I can craft something meaningful out of it. And if I need guidance, I have a global network of siblings at the ready. That is the closure I needed, the reminder of community, support, and shared experience. I needed to be surrounded by Cedar Crest women again to see their passion and ingenuity in order to recognize it once again within myself.